So, this video didn't age all that well, did it? I'll explain in a minute. Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Codename Big Bear Stuart, if you want to call me by my first name. Welcome to the Bear's Den. Doing something slightly different to what I normally do, you know, just generally talking about games and whatnot. But basically, the other day, Mikey has released a brand new series here on the Respawning channel called There's a First Time for Everything, and he started playing Shadow of Colossus for the first time ever on this channel. And do you know what? It's a good 45 minutes. It's well worth watching, I tell you that. But this whole concept of this show is actually open to all of us here at Respawning, and that's got me thinking about games that I haven't played before. And for the most part, it's PlayStation games. So, gonna drop this one. A few weeks ago, I woke up, went downstairs, and there's a PlayStation 5 there. Basically, my girlfriend had brought home a PlayStation 5 after a night shift, and yeah, it's a decent console, you know. It's not bad. Everything looks pretty. I had issues with the controller because I had issues with the storage space. I'll explain. It's basically, there's not much storage space on the PlayStation 5. So you only get about, I was expecting a terabyte of storage, but you only get about 650 gig. And I filled it up full of PS4 games because, you know, I wanted to play a PS4. And as you know, if you've been watching Bear's Den, watch that video, you will know my PlayStation 4 died a death just before Christmas. So I've used the PS4 hard drive since to kind of give myself extra storage space, which is nice. I've got loads more of that now. But I had it on top of the console itself, and that seemed to interfere with the Bluetooth of the PlayStation 5 controller. Now, I haven't played it much since I've had the console, so I don't know if that's the main issue, but at the moment, everything seems to be working fine again, which is really nice, and the storage space is a problem. But that controller, whoo, that is a really nice controller. It's so comfortable. I do not find the PlayStation controllers comfortable at all, but this PS5 one, yes, it is fantastic. There's the HD rumble it's got going through it, amazing. It's so good. Obviously Nintendo did that first, but it is absolutely incredible in the PlayStation 5 controller. Another thing Nintendo did first that people do forget as well is actually the speaker coming through. That was actually on the Wii originally. But again, PlayStation seemed to have perfected this and implemented it into its games really, really quite amazingly. I was playing Abe's Odyssey Soulstorm. It came through and whew, it was really good. It was just maybe it was really interactive. You know, I heard it more through the controller than I did through the actual television itself. Yeah, again, there's a few things here and there that PlayStation have kind of taken from other companies. The picture-in-picture thing, people forget, but that was the snap feature on the Xbox One when it first came out, which is no longer a thing on Xbox One because it wasn't very popular. People kind of laud about it now. They're like, yeah, it's great, it's amazing. I don't see it being used in the next couple of years. If it's anything like Xbox, it's just going to die a death and people just aren't going to use it. But anyway, it's not here. This video isn't about me having a moan about PlayStation in general. Overall, so far, pretty satisfied with the console. I will do a full review and talk about that at a later date. But right now, games I have never played, and the ones I do intend to play, joining Mikey in There's a First Time for Everything. And the first game I'm going to talk about is, well, God of War. God of War, the most recent game. It looks incredible. I'm a big fan of the God of War series. I really, really enjoyed it back in the day. When I say big fan, I mean I played God of War 1, 2, and 3, and I finished those. I really, really enjoyed them. But I never really got back into it, because again, the last generation, PS4, I just kind of didn't really touch the PlayStation all that much, and even PS3 to an extent. Didn't really touch it all that much at all. So I never got around to it, and I've been pretty jealous of people that have had this game. But since getting a PS5, I have since actually got PS Plus, and now I can play God of War, which is very, very cool. So I will be doing that on this, on this channel, game, show. Another game I haven't actually played, now I've got it, I do own it, I've just never actually put it in a machine to play it, is Horizon Zero Dawn. Now this game does look pretty friggin' incredible. It looks gorgeous for one. I've seen a demo of it when PS4 first came out. I went to like a demo showing in Bristol. They were just showing off VR and all that kind of thing. It blew my mind. And they showed me HDR, high dynamic range, and they used Horizon Zero Dawn to demonstrate that, and oh boy, do I want a high dynamic range television. I really, really do, and it's purely because of this game. And I just never got around to actually playing this game, so again, I will play this on There's a First Time for Everything, and the game looks very, very cool. There's some really cool technical things about it, like the fact that nothing loads. If you can't see it, it doesn't really load. Kind of how people think that if you can't see it, it doesn't exist. That kind of theory of how life works, you know what I mean? You know, if you can't see, there's a wall right next to me. Behind that wall, nothing exists. That's kind of how Horizon Zero Dawn works, and it just looks very, very cool. I just recently got through Zelda Breath of the Wild, and it looks like it might be very similar in that way, but except we got robots, so it might be that kind of cross with Enslaved, Odyssey to the West, which is an exceptional game which you definitely should play. But this is going to be a game that I'm going to start playing as well. Another PlayStation game that well, see, this one I actually have played, but only for about an hour. I kind of played the opening part to this game and never really got back into it. Again, because I just wasn't really into PlayStation. I was working a lot. At the time, I had 3 jobs. At the time I had 3 jobs. And I had a life to kind of live and kind of work towards. And, you know, one of those. Let's not get into that. But basically, it's The Last of Us. I played the very opening section of the game, and I think I got to the clickers. So maybe probably about 3 hours into the game I played. I remember the big thing that happens in Last of Us at the beginning. But other than that, I've never completed the game. I would like to do that for you guys whilst we play this and kind of see what happens and maybe see my reactions as I'm playing this game. Because I don't actually know anything about the game. The guys at Respawn talk about a lot. I just skip and ignore it as much as I possibly can, because it is a series that I do actually want to play, and I don't know anything about it. I don't really know anything about what's happened to the sequel either. So the one thing I do know is what happens at the very beginning of the game, and that's about it. So it might be quite interesting to do it this way. It might go against the actual concept of the show, so maybe I'll play it and just do it a different way. I'll work out some kind of streaming way to do it, maybe. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Okay, so there's going to be 2 VR games that I've not played ever, and I really, really want to, and I think it'd be quite fun. One that definitely is just going to be like a one-off would be Beat Saber. It's a game I do not own right now, but I will be getting it, and I just want to play Beat Saber, and this is just like a perfect excuse to do so. Record myself playing that for a few hours, and you can see how absolutely rubbish I am at the game, and we'll just go from there, basically. But it looks really, really cool. The fact you got the buttons, you can kind of like lightsaber your way through the game as much as you possibly can, hitting, well, blocks to the beat, I suppose, and stabbing things. I'm feeling kind of like a Jedi, well, dual-wielding Jedi. Yeah, maybe a bit Starkiller. I don't really know. But that'll be definitely a game that I'm going to be looking into, and I'll be playing. But the other VR game that I really want to play isn't actually fully VR. It's not using a wand, you use a controller. I know this because I played the demo, and the demo doesn't show me anything about the game at all. And I don't really know anything about this game apart from that you are stalked all the way through it, which is one of the reasons why I never actually played the game. Because the last game I played that was in this vein, and you were stalked all the way through it, was Alien Isolation, and my heart was honestly felt like I was going to have a heart attack the entire time. So when Resident Evil 7 came about, I kind of scared myself away from it. I didn't want to, but I did, and I feel like, you know what, if I'm gonna play this game, I may as well play it in the most immersive way I possibly can and have their VR headset on and play it that way. And again, with PlayStation Plus, I have the means to do that now, and I can do that. So that's what I'm gonna be starting this whole endeavor with. Now, one thing we are doing when it comes to, you know, there's a first time for everything here at Respawning, is it's kind of a drive to get people to, you know, make us play games. And, you know, so let you see us play games and kind of see our content a bit more as well. So at the end of each one, or at the beginning of each one, we're going to ask you for likes. We're going to ask you for a certain amount of likes for each video. So for instance, I played 3 hours of Resident Evil 7, and I go, right, if you give me 15 likes, I'll continue playing this game. If I don't get those, I'll never play the game again. That's at least how I see it, and that's what I'm going to be doing. If I don't get those, I will not play the game again. And that could be a big shame for a lot of these games. Especially considering some of them are so story heavy and so epic, I might be itching to play them, and you might not see a video of this kind of happening. I mean, I might play them, I might record it for you, but you may not actually see the results, and I may not ever talk about them, so it's one of those. Anyway, guys, that is a very short Bears Den for you. I've just kind of spoken pretty much about games I've never played and why I want to play them. Mikey has started this off, as I said, with Shadow of the Colossus. There's that, you get the card, the links are going to be below, obviously, and it's definitely worth watching. It's a very, very entertaining watch, especially about 10 minutes in. Oh, there was one bit that honestly killed me. I thought it was hilarious and shocking, the fact that this guy is so obsessed with PlayStation. He's never played Shadow of the Colossus. I have. I don't even like PlayStation. I have, and mate, honestly, the fact he hasn't done it, madness. Anyway, so we've got loads of videos here on YouTube. We've got loads of articles on respawner.co.uk. We've got this new show that's coming out. Please check it out. We are going to all drive to do this as well. Myself and Mikey are definitely involved. I believe Luke is going to get involved, maybe Javier as well. And I don't know about Will or Alex. We never know, they might do. But if they do, they're going to get involved. We're going to have a funky new intro that's coming towards it eventually as well, by our boy Matt. And yeah, we're gonna have fun with this and just kind of see what we get. Because the guys tend to stream more often than not, and I don't stream at all. And I feel doing a non-live stream, I suppose, is very much more in my wheelhouse than a live one is. Plus as well, if I play the game and talk to the camera, it's going to give you practice for when I eventually do live streams anyway. But guys, as I said, like, share, subscribe, have yourself a nice day, and most of all, don't forget to be nice to each other.